Now, technically speaking, as it is the 30th of November, I am actually meant to be recording a Chic Things of November, as well as catching up on my Chic Things of October video. But the great thing about having YouTube as an outlet rather than something you're trying to get fame off of is that you can just like not commit and nothing happens to you. Does it show your character? Yeah, but nothing happens. But this evening, I genuinely don't care if my character is being exposed full blast because, as you would have noticed from the no intro, if anyone's watching, I have a story time to tell. And the story time is about how the devil tried to reach me through a transport service. TFL, Transport for London. Anyone that doesn't live in London may have heard of this nefarious organization through many a TikTok, a friend, the demon's whispers. I don't know, you know, they travel quite fast, TFL. Not their actual trains, news of their wickedness. Now, usually, their wickedness only touches me through the method of payment. Their fares are atrocious, and I have been really slow in getting a student oyster, but it's okay because I got a right to complain anyway. Because why am I traveling 15 minutes and paying £3.60? No, this time is unique because they did not touch me in the form of payment. Payment was actually fine. I didn't care about that today because what they touched me with was denying me an hour of my cheer practice. Tori's time starts now. I didn't even say that correctly. That's how. So the story starts today, right now, as of what? Quick math, 5 hours ago. 5 hours ago. Oh my gosh. Yes, 5 hours ago, actually. Exactly. I am now going back to uni, which is here. Because over the weekend, it was my birthday. It was actually my birthday on Thursday, but that's a separate matter. Either way, I went home to go and watch Wicked Part 2, which I loved. I might make a video on that. Who knows? Anyway, I come back, and I have to come back because I have cheer from 3 to 5. Anyway, I leave my house at 12:20. I've booked my ticket for 109. I know full well that I'm not making it for 109, but ultimately it's fine that I don't make it for 109 because this wonderful app called Trainline, of which you cannot see up close because it does a funny Lisa Frank thing, has off-peak tickets, meaning that if you buy an off-peak ticket, like my 109 ticket, you can travel on any other off-peak train. So my options to travel were on any hour, so like 109, 150, 139, actually there was a 139 train, moving on, 09, 39, 50. Those are my options, right? I'm just spoiled for choice. Sunday service. I got in the car. I got out of the car. My mother so kindly drops me off to a station of which she doesn't really like to go to. And that would be the last act of kindness that I received before the TFL would grab my throat and remind me that this earth is full of wickedness. So I'm there. Big bag, and my luggage in hand, right? Because I stayed over for the weekend. You have to have luggage, bag and luggage, as I'm usually going. I'm just on the tube, just like, Let me give you now, intermission, a rundown of what my usual journey would be. If I'm remembering this correctly, and I am because I'm looking at my phone, my journey would be from Southgate to Leicester Square. Did I just dox myself by saying that? Anyway, Southgate, or another station of which I will not reveal because I do not want to dox myself, to Leicester Square. Leicester Square to Waterloo, because Waterloo Station is on the Northern Line. I do not live on the Northern Line, so I need to do a whole other thing to get there, but that only takes 40 minutes. I feel like that was also too much information. I don't know, internet safety. I'm thinking, I'm on the tube now. I get down, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I have money on my Oyster because I received birthday money, and so I could load my card up, £20 because I'm cheap, and I'm just and I'm down the escalator. I'm like, yes, there's a train that's come just in time. Things are going so well for me. I'm not going to make the 109 train, but it's fine because I can make the 139 one. We're then moving. Southgate to Arnes Grove. That's a short thing. Doesn't matter. But we do get told that we'll be held there for a while. That's not abnormal. One thing about Arnes Grove, it's really weird in the sense that the outside is really weird. It's a really weird vibe, but it's also a really weird station because it's kind of irrelevant. I mean, no insults if anyone uses Arnes Grove. but it is irrelevant. Like no one really cares. So being held there isn't really out of the ordinary. Like I'm low-key used to that. That's not strange, right? So we're being held there. That's fine. I'm not gonna make the 109 anyway. Remember, I'm either gonna get the 139. Worst comes to worst, I get 150, and that's the latest train I'm gonna get. We're steadily moving, right? We get off Honest Grove. We're moving along. Everything's fine. We are told that there's a signaling thingy going on, but like, again, that's not out of the ordinary either. And usually when the signaling thingy happens, it's kind of not really anyone's business, because all it will cause is a small minor delay, and that's usually around Honest Grove. Worst, Bounds Green. So everything's chill. I'm not alarmed. In fact, I'm even pretty grateful, because again, I don't want to be waiting for like 30 minutes. If I miss the 109 train, get there just at 1:10, I'm then there waiting like a mug for 29 minutes. I don't want to do that. So I'm like, yeah, I can get with these delays. I can heavily get with these delays. I shouldn't have said that. Because that's when everything's going fine. Everything's going well. You know, it gets to Honest Grove, Bounds Green, Wood Green. We're fine. We're kind of slow, but we're fine. Turnpike Lane is where problems start, and it's low-key the worst place for problems to start, because I do not know that area. I may live in London currently, but one thing about me, I do not know the geography of this country. I am only just now getting to grips with the geography of London, and even then that is very specific areas. I know how to get to Hackney Wick almost off of the top of my head. Ask me to get to, let's pick a random place on here, Kensington Olympia. I don't even know what the hell line this is. It's blue, it's clear, meaning it's overground, but I don't know what line that is. There are many places in this city that I do not know my way around. Turnpike Lane is one of them. So anyway, we're getting off. We're not getting off. I'm really bad at storytelling. We are actually still there, and we're told, you're gonna be held again, signaling failure. And I'm like, okay, this is a little bit weirder, because I've never been held at TPL before. But it's fine, because again, it's still, I'm just abusing this app for this story time. I'm really bad at story times. I do not do story times. I've never done them in my life, apart from my close friends, and even then it's usually disjointed. So Instagram close friends experience? I don't know. I'm not worried, because being held at TPL may be a bit somehow, but anything that is not zone 1 that I'm being held at, that's fine with the Piccadilly line. And Turnpike Lane is zone 3. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't. Again, Lisa Frank things going on my screen. So I'm kind of like, okay, it's a little weird, but it's zone 3 still. It's not zone 1. It's not King's Cross. We're all good. It's fine. Signaling failure. It doesn't sound like that, but I'm using that accent because I can. Signaling failure, Leicester Square. Gonna be held here for about 10 minutes. At this point, I have 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. 10 minutes passes. I'm like, okay. I'm slowly beginning to not have 10 minutes. It's 12:57. I'm like, I am beginning to not have 10 minutes. If at 1:10 we are not moving, I'm getting off, because they leave the door open. Thank God. If they did not leave the door open, I think I would have actually just crashed in front of everyone on that tube. So it's 12:57, 58, 59, 1 o'clock hits. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely not making 109. I knew this. I don't know why I'm keeping repeating it, because I knew it. But I was like, everything's gonna be fine. I also was gearing myself up to not make 139. I was like, probably not, right? But 150, I can do 150. Kind of. See, the journey from Southgate to Leicester Square is about 40 minutes. I did say this before. And so things are a bit... And then Waterloo, I still have to go up, because once you get to the station, you still have to go up to the station, because underground and the actual station, not really the same thing. So I'm thinking, okay, I don't really know if I have that much time, but it's okay. It gets to 109. We're a minute to my deadline, to where I said I would book it out of there. Guy comes on again. So you got a pair of technicians. It doesn't sound like this. Got a pair of technicians at Leicester Square. You know, they're looking at the signaling failure. It could be fixed immediately. It could be fixed in 10 to 15 minutes. I don't have 10 to 15 minutes, as you can tell by my reaction. I know it sounded before like I was like the epitome of calm, given that there was a 150 train. But if it were to actually take 15 minutes, and that was an estimate, I'm not making that train. Instead, I'm going to get 209. Practice is at 3. That is the main factor here. Cheer practice is from 3 to 5. Keep that in your mind. Keep that downloaded. So I'm thinking, okay, as I've said this now, I'm just gonna go up. I'm gonna get out of here, go up to the station, get a bus, right? A little bit treacherous. I have to stand in the station for a bit and look at my phone for city map. I'm gripping my phone tight because I don't even know what kind of area TPL is. I have never been. That's what I mean. There are many places in London I've never been to and probably never will. Because like, I don't have any business in TPL. So I'm like, well, okay, I don't even, this is the first time I've even ever seen the outside of it. I don't even know what the hell's going on. Might not have been. No, that's Wood Green. That's an entirely different era. I don't even know what the hell's going on. So I settle on the bus that will take me to Leicester Square, right? It's the 29, which is why I have the 30 as a picture down there. The two buses are not related. It's just, 29, 30. Anyway, moving on. It's the 29 to Trafalgar Square. And I'm like, okay, it's going to take me to Leicester Square. That's going to take an hour. I'm like, bummer. I look at the stops on the way to Leicester Square, though, and Camden Town happens to be a station on there, which is great because I need that station. That station's on the Northern Line. And it's one of those where you can either go to... There are 2 points. There are 2 endpoints on the Northern Line. Camden has trains going to either. So that's perfect. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yes. And that's only going to take me 30 minutes. I can make not the 139, not the 150, probably not the 150, but I can make the 209 or the 239. Everything's chill. I'm going to be okay. At this point, though, I still do message the captain of my cheer team, being like, hey, I'm probably going to be late. I do also say I do not know how much by, because remember, I don't know Turnpike Lane. I don't know the 29. I didn't even know that was a bus. So I don't actually know what way I'm going. But it's chill. I got on the bus. It's kind of like, it's old. There are many genres of bus in London, and one of them is old. And I hate old buses, but I'm like, at this point in time, TfL has like literally just taken a knife and just gone bleh, bleh, bleh. So I'm already suffering. Might as well just take this. I get on the bus, see, like, everything's chill. People are coming in. It's kind of busy, and I'm kind of confused as to why it's so busy, because it's Sunday and it's like, what are you all doing here? Don't you have families? But look, hey, so that was really breathy. I'm on the bus. Everything's fine. We're going. We're driving. We're driving a bit slow, but we're driving. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to make the 209 train. I tell Alicia, I'm like, I could make the 209 train. I could make the 239 train, because I now see an updated ETA saying that I'm going to get to Camden Town at like 2:11. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's 239 then. When buses go on diversion, you usually hear a ding noise before, like, either an automated lady voice will say, this bus is on diversion, keep your ears peeled to hear announcements, or the bus driver will just be like, this bus is on diversion, we're not going here, 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 and here. So the driver does that, right? And he's like, yeah, we're skipping stops, which is fine, because I see that on my phone. I see that we're skipping stops. I don't know what stops we're skipping. I want to listen to see if I can confirm. He confirms we are skipping stops from station. I'm choosing not to give out any more information. Station and station, but we will still be going to Camden Town Station. And I'm like, thank God. Then everything's fine. Everything's okay. If we're, as long as we're going there, everything's fine. I did not plan to go to station, which in hindsight, no, because that means I still would have had to walk 15 minutes. And quite frankly, I remember what station looks like. I'm not trying to walk 15 minutes through that and then end up there. Anyway, everything's okay. Everything's fine. I'm sitting there. I'm listening to my music. The bus is really janky. I can like literally feel the engine in my feet. Things get a bit rough. Then we stop at station, which is the last stop before the diversion happens. Everyone gets off the bus because station is kind of popular. And honestly, now that I think about it, the route that we're going, I should have expected that. But it was fine. Everyone gets off the bus. I now have a seat. I'm sitting down. The diversion happens. No joke, I hit the worst traffic I've ever hit in like 2 years. I'm not playing either. Like, this traffic is the kind of traffic I saw on the way to my high school. the place I went for junior and senior year, which is 11th and 12th grade, year 12, year 13. I have only seen the kind of traffic I was in today, then. And then that kind of traffic was happening in the morning. It is currently 2:12 on a Sunday afternoon. I'm like, what is all of this? And only a quarter of it could be contributed to roadworks, because like I saw that there was road traffic lights can be really interesting when there's roadworks. Like they take a really long time, but like I only saw one in the hour-long traffic that I was in. Hour-long. I'm exaggerating, it was 40 minutes, but it was so grueling. And I can only imagine how grueling it would have been had the Lord not come and saved me and put Highbury Islington Station on the way. I should not have said that station name, but it's okay, it's chill, because I don't live anywhere near there. There is no way I'm getting that 2:39 train. That's not happening. So 2:39 is gone. And I'm like, trains from Waterloo to the place where my uni is, or the place where, like, the station designated to my uni, is 40 to 50 minutes. Sometimes they're an hour with a change, but all these trains were direct today. Don't know why, but they just were. 40 to 50 minutes. And bear in mind, before cheer, I have to come back and change into this. And I'm not wearing this when I'm on the way. So I can't just sit here and say, oh, well, I'm just going to show up and I'm going to... No, that's not what's happening. Whoever constructed that crossing to get to Highbury and Islington Station, you're probably dead now. So I'm hoping that you can very much hear me when I ask what in the hell kind of asbestos was in your lungs, and it probably traveled up to your brain by the time you constructed this. Like, what? There's one crossing. There's one crossing. But there are many points in which you can cross, but there is one crossing. Bear in mind, those many points which you can cross, the roads are huge. No cars move. And there was a police van in front of me. I'm not really trying to have them be like, hey, stop, you're jaywalking. I don't know how they feel about jaywalking here, because whenever I am jaywalking, I've never jaywalked in front of a police officer. And quite frankly, I'm not trying to test that out. So I wait the one very, very annoying crossing. And I get there. Get to Highbury Islington Station. I'm like, huh, thank God. I see the bus that I was just on crawling at a snail's pace. I'm like, God is so good, because when I stayed on that bus, once again, I probably would have lost my mind in front of a bunch of people. Get into Highbury Islington Station. Highbury Islington Station to Waterloo is not bad either. I just have to get from Highbury Islington to Warren Street to Waterloo. Everything's fine. Warren Street is also on the same branch as Waterloo is on the Northern Line. So I am so grateful. I don't know how TFL is once again going to grab me by the neck and remind me that kindness is not easily found. I get down there and there's small delays, which is fine, because I haven't heard anything about signal failures, which quite frankly I don't want to hear about ever again until next month. But I'm like, everything should be fine. I should still be able to get the 2:50 train. The tube comes. As I'm coming down, the tube is there. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm looking down. I don't look up whenever I'm walking. I'm looking down. I don't know what it is. It's not a confidence issue. But like, I don't know. I'm looking down. So I don't see how packed the tube is in front of me. I am carrying a big bag in a suitcase. It's a small suitcase, but it's a suitcase nonetheless. I'm like, I cannot afford to wait until the next tube. I squeeze in there. People are already giving me dirty looks. I'm like, genuinely go yourself, because I need this more than you. I don't even know why the hell you're out here. Again, it is literally Sunday afternoon. What are you doing? What are you doing? If your job is making you work on Sunday afternoon, no shade, you don't need to be working there anymore, because quite frankly, that's unethical. If you're going to open late, might as well just open at 6. Like, I'm sorry. That's a topic for another day. I really miss Lagos, guys. Highbury and Islington to Warren Street, which is, if I can very quickly pull this up, about... There's a reason I wear glasses, huh? Okay, it's about 1, 2, 3 stops. The gap between Highbury and Islington and King's Cross St. Pancras is really, actually, sorry, what am I saying? It's not 3 stops, 4 stops. Euston, one of the most irrelevant stations, and yet somehow one of the busiest. Anyway, moving on. Everything's fine. I get to Warren Street. Everything's chill. I'm like, okay, yeah, that was possibly one of the worst experiences. Thank you, Victoria Line. I hate you forever and ever. Been hating you since boarding school days. But it's fine because I'm at Warren Street. It's okay. I can still make this 2:50 train. No, I can't. No, I can't make this 2:50 train. No, I can't make this 2:50 train because by the time, thanks to the small delays and the very big delays on the TFL lines, both of them combined in tandem, and then the traffic, I get to Warren Street at 2:40. Guess how many minutes it takes to get from Warren Street to Waterloo? Yeah, 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes. And I'm thinking about this as I'm now, like, walking. Because obviously when you get to Warren Street from another line, you have to walk to get to the actual Warren Street of the Northern Line. And I'm thinking about this as I'm walking. And I'm like, it's fine. It's okay. You'll just get the 3:09 train. I can now tell my captain how late I'm gonna be. This is one of the most packed Northern Line trains that ever came into my view. As it goes, I'm like, why are there so many people on it? Like, it actually makes my head hurt now that I think about it. Like, oh my, it was literally packed to the door it was packed. And I was like, this train goes to the power station. You all don't live at the power station. Do not fool me. You do not all live at the power station. You do not all need the stops between here and the where do you? It's a Sunday. You should be at home. You should be asleep. You should be having a nap. It's literally like nearly 3. Have a siesta. Have a something. Literally anything. Oh, it's 6 o'clock prayer. Oops. 6 o'clock prayer was really topical because one of the lines is, he makes war cease to the ends of the earth. Yes, let us all pray together that TFL's reign of terror on us is just stopped. Amen. You think I'm joking? That's the funny thing. You think I'm joking. I'm being dead serious. TFL. Yeah, when divine intervention hits you, don't be surprised. Thank you. Anyway, most packed Northern train I've ever seen in my life. Literally, we're door to door. I'm like, okay. Once again, I'm getting looks of, I'm like, you don't all need to be here. I need to be here. You don't need to be here. I'm so sure you're just going out into Tottenham Court Road to try the new Blank Street flavors. I haven't even tried a sip of that. You do not need to be out. I need to be back by a certain time. I'm not going to make it by that certain time. I'm really not. Like, I'm genuinely, I am actively now ranting to my captain about how much I hate England, because how is it that the 41-minute train, because I do make it for 3:09, which takes me there for 3:50, meaning that I am an hour late to practice. I have an hour of cheer. I still haven't landed cradle. I'm not a flyer, so there's not too much stress on me, but I haven't landed cradle yet. That's our third step. It's the most T to the music that we're playing. Haven't landed it. I'm thinking, in this hour that I'm on this train, 41 minutes actually, I could have been landing that. That's not what was happening. That's not what was happening. Instead, I was on a bloody goose chase. The goose chase? What's the goose that I'm chasing? What's the goose I'm chasing? The concept of being on time to cheer. Because, like, I'm looking back at it now. I left my house at 12:20. 12:20. I've been in this area. I've been in my uni area for what? I've been in my uni area for 2 hours. Two. I left my house at 12:20. I cannot stress this enough. The time that it is meant to take is an hour and 20 minutes. An hour and 20 minutes. That is the time it's meant to take. I've only been in my general uni area for 2 hours. One of those hours was a cheer. And don't even get me started on the time it took for an Uber to just book from the station to the place I'm staying, my accommodation. Don't even get me started on that. Don't, because honestly, at that point, that was even the least of my problems. I am literally still in what I cheered for an hour. We went over and dance in the time that I wasn't there. Literally, I'm telling you now, the reason why I'm not as tweaked out about this is because my cheer team is normal. I have a normal cheer team. Like, we are all normal people. We're all good people. They're all really nice. I love my stunt group. I love my captain. Super understanding people. Really nice people. Really normal people. If they were all horrible, if the routine was bad, if we did not have the routine down, but it's okay, because that's not the reality I'm living. Instead, I made it there with an hour to go. It's fine. It's okay. Everyone was like, what happened? What's going on? I'm like, I hate this country. But I've actually reevaluated, because while I do have my moments in which I just so thoroughly regret all those years ago, I pleaded with my mother to come here for boarding school. The thing that I am really angry at right now is TFL, vessel of the devil. You guys need to stop your reign of evil on this earth. We should all strive towards a utopian society, and I feel as though that utopian society does not have you in it. So yeah, that's my story time of how I spent literally 2 hours, a bit more than 2 hours, in a journey that should have only been an hour and 20 minutes. And like, when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound that crazy, because you're like, it's only a 40-minute difference. But it felt like a lot more than 40 minutes, I'll tell you that for free. Yeah, no, it did. And actually, now that I think about it, technically speaking, it was 3 hours, because by the time it was 3:20, I was still on the train. So despite the train being the shortest part of my journey, that was still pretty long. So in total, I spent 3 hours something minutes on my way in what should have been an hour and 20-minute journey. What is the moral of this story? TFL, you will burn. Ciao.